Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Now, the EFF is set to celebrate its 10th anniversary this coming weekend with a massive rally at the FNB Stadium. Now, the party has come a long way and now holds the third most seats in the National Assembly and has become a massive kingmaker in various metros and municipalities. Joining us now is the EFF Portfolio Committee member on Public Service and Administration, Jeanette Komane. Ms. Komane, good evening and thank you so much for joining us on Hilaal Live.
Thank you very much. Good evening, sir, and good evening to your viewers as well.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. Ms. Komane, 10 years, it just seems yesterday. I mean, we're talking off air about, the party had built a lot of its foundations on Marikana. And we heard that yesterday, didn't we? Just how much that area, and of course the pain of what had happened 11 years ago, really built the foundations of the EFF.
True. Marikana is where the birth of the EFF is, and that is where the community members of Marikana and community members from various parts of the country have then decided that something needs to be done with the current situations that we are facing with this current government. And that is when the community of Marikana engaged with the now CIC and the president of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Commissar Sello Julius Malema, and then they said they needed a political organization that would then serve the interests of the organization. That is what gave birth to the EFF.
Ms. Komane, I mean, the EFF has come a long way in terms of what it holds in the National Assembly. Let's talk about them as the kingmaker, their influence in municipalities and metros, because it's quite clear in an age of coalition governments, the EFF has got a huge role to play, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And talk to us about that. I mean, just how much of it does the EFF play in terms of its role?
Come again?
The role that the EFF plays in terms of municipalities and metros and its role as a kingmaker in so many of them.
Thank you very much. The EFF is not only the kingmaker in the municipalities. What the EFF stands for is that the services must go to the municipalities. And therefore, that is where you will agree with the EFF in every municipality, where you put the interest of the community of that area first. That is where you're going to agree with the EFF. Let's take Johannesburg, for example. In Johannesburg, we are in coalition with the ANC, and we are in government with them. So we will not only preaching lip service. You can just look at what we are doing as the EFF in the city of Johannesburg. There, we are fighting all kinds of corruption and crimes in that area. So that is how we, as the EFF, would only go into government with any political party that is ready to put the interest of the community first, not only to come and reap as the organization. That is how we as the EFF are operating, and that is how then the community is surviving through the EFF. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in government, we wouldn't partake in any coalition. By the way, we are not in coalition. We are working with those people. We have not, as the EFF, signed any coalition agreement. We have got a working relationship.
Ms. Komane, obviously, Portfolio Committee and the work done in Parliament, you being one of the members, of course, Public Service and Administration. Talk to us about the strides many of your members have made in terms of being part of these portfolio committees and the role that you guys play in terms of that.
In terms of portfolio committee that I serve in, which is Public Service and Administration, we are holding the executive to account in various ways. Particularly, like we've got issues of public disclosures, where the government of the day is using its people to come and milk the government. We also find the officers in government who are doing business with government, and some of them are doing business with government whilst they are as well working somewhere. Therefore, as the EFF, we have put our hands down. We are working on that. We have gone to various areas. We are also, as the portfolio committee, what we engage in the main is that we want to see the public servants that are hired to work for the people. They must then practice what they preach. They are saying they are practicing Batupili. But we went to Northern Cape and Free State earlier this year, where we found that the Department of Education and the Department of Health are the worst in terms of practicing Batupili principle. We have then engaged with the premiers of those provinces. We have taken them to task. We ensure that really services are given to the people where it's due, and then the community members are given services with respect that is due to them. It is not only that the community members are doing public servants favor by going to the healthcare services or to, example, Department of Labor. No, they are not doing them favor. They need services. They need to be given those services. So as the EFF, that is why at any given time, we go out on oversight. We monitor the services that are given to our people, and where we find that there are challenges, we intervene.
Ms. Komane, next year, big year, it's election year, of course. I know none of us can predict what's going to happen, but realistically speaking, what role do you think the EFF plays in next year's elections? And what is the hope of the party heading into the polls?
You know, the hope of every political party when going to the polls is to win the elections. That is basically what we as the EFF are going to do. And then, by the way, next year, 2024, in the EFF, it is going to be our 1994. That is where history is going to be made. That is where we are going to usher the new president of the Republic of South Africa, the president called Julius Malema, into the Union Building. So we don't have any doubt about that. We are going we are working. We have started our election work. We are confident. We have started registering our own voters into the system. So we are confident as the EFF that next year is going to be our 2024 is going to be our 1994, where history is going to be made, where EFF is going to take over government.
Ms. Komane, one final question before I let you go. Yesterday, I saw a video on Facebook. I don't know whether you saw it. It was a video of a white lady. She spoke Afrikaans. I think her name was Samantha, if I stand to be corrected. And she spoke, I think she's a member of the EFF, if I stand to be corrected. It's quite ironic because you don't really see many white South Africans being part of the EFF. But is there a trend where you're going to be seeing different races, like myself as an Indian or even a white South African, joining the party because they truly believe in what the EFF has to offer?
EFF is a non-racial organization. We do not segregate against any race. Even in our central command team, we've got different race. We've got Indians, we've got blacks, we've got whites, we've got all races in the EFF. So it is not. I didn't see the video, but then it does not amaze us. It does not come as a surprise that we've got white people in the EFF. We've got many white people in the EFF. Myself has recruited white people into the EFF because the people the organization is not a racial organization, but people like the idea and they love the idea that the EFF brings, and the manner on how the EFF is conducting itself towards everybody in the community, irrespective of your race. That is what attracts every racial person to the EFF. So I wouldn't say we would be seeing many of the white people or any other race. Every member, we've got all racial races within the EFF. So that question does not arise. We're going to see many whites because we have, like just not long ago, we had by-elections in Johannesburg, in Ward 25 of Johannesburg, where it is a white-dominated area. We saw the EFF growing from the 2021 results to the now results. That shows you that EFF is a non-racial organization. It accommodates everybody across all the races.
Ms. Komane, thank you so much for joining us here on Hilaal Live, and all the best ahead of this weekend.
Thank you very much. We also invite you to come in your numbers to the EFF mother of the rallies at the FNB, which is gates are going to be opened at 7. Or everybody, you have slaughtered more than 110 cows. So you are all welcome to come and join us.
Yeah, I heard yesterday your leader, Julius Malema, talking about the slaughtering of the cows. Ms. Komane, again, thank you so much for joining us, and do have a good day.
Thank you very much.
That's Jeanette Komane. She's the EFF Portfolio Committee member on Public Service and Administration. After the break, I'll have your latest in news. Do stay tuned.